Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
It is a controversial internal affairs investigation tied to a 2024 arrest. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. The San Diego Police Department has finally released its conclusions. KPBS reporter Katie Hyson says several officers are facing discipline.
Concerned San Diegans filed complaints over a 2024 arrest. They said officers' use of a beanbag shotgun and canines against an unarmed Marcus Evans was excessive force. The investigation found the officers did not follow use of force protocol in their release of police canines, and the second and third lead-filled beanbag rounds they shot at Evans. When that force was used, the investigation found Evans was only passively resisting the officers. It also found that 2 sergeants and a lieutenant failed to properly manage the incident. The rest of the allegations in the case were cleared or could not be proven. Internal Affairs told the department to serve discipline or notice of adverse action to the named officers by September 8th. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.
Crews made progress on a wildfire burning in rural East County near Siquan Casino. The Dehesa 7 fire started for unknown reasons yesterday afternoon off the 6100 block of Dehesa Road. It is 50% contained and the forward rate of spread halted at 93 acres. The fire prompted evacuations, but they have since been lifted. No damage to structures or injuries were reported.
Well, we're ending the week not too different than the way we started, at least for some of us. The heat, the humidity, the clouds, they're still here. Now, we will see some changes in the monsoonal moisture. It's here less, it's here again. I'll break down exactly what to expect and who has some rain chances to end the week coming up.
The United States has crossed a sobering financial milestone, $40 trillion in federal debt. That number can feel hard to grasp, but economists warn the cost of carrying that debt can put upward pressure on borrowing rates and leave Washington with less money for other priorities. Ivan Rodriguez explains.
$40 trillion. The U.S. national debt crossing that mark for the first time, adding the last $1 trillion in less than 5 months, according to Treasury Department data.
We're going to have to grow our way out of this.
The debt reflects decades of tax cuts and spending under both parties, plus rising Social Security, Medicare, and interest costs.
This is a bad report card for the state of fiscal management or money management on the part of the federal government. It signifies that the U.S. owes more and more because it is not taking in enough money in tax revenues to pay for ongoing needs.
With a higher debt load, the interest payments are exploding, now becoming the nation's second biggest expenditure after Social Security.
Interest payments on the debt are becoming larger and larger, surpassing $1.2 trillion, and that's creating a snowball effect.
That can mean higher mortgage and car loan rates and make it harder for businesses to borrow, invest, and grow. The Treasury Department says it is doubling buybacks of some longer-term bonds to ease pressure on the market and bring interest rates down. President Donald Trump called on the Federal Reserve to further lower rates to make the debt easier to service.
They should drop interest rates. We have the best credit, and we'd pay off the debt very easily, very quickly.
But economic analyst Mark Hamrick says that's not likely.
The lower interest rates would mean the cost of debt goes lower. That's not a solution the Federal Reserve is interested in satisfying.
Ivan Rodriguez, KPBS News.
San Diego County supervisors and the sheriff are at odds over Customs and Border Protection officers using a county firing range. KPBS Public Matters reporter Kevin Trevelyan has more.
On Tuesday, the Board of Supervisors voted 3-2 to end license agreements allowing ICE and CPB, Customs and Border Protection, to train at an Otay Mesa firing range. The board's Democrats say they do not want to continue supporting the Trump administration's mass deportation agenda. Shortly after the vote, Sheriff Kelly Martinez released a statement contradicting part of that decision, saying she'll continue allowing CPB officers to use the range. During a phone interview, Martinez said there's a difference between ICE's immigration enforcement efforts and CPB's focus on ports of entry.
They hold a very different role. They have a huge responsibility in this region for not only commerce and trade, but also safety and security of our border.
Martinez says CPB officers will now have day-use access to the range instead of formal license agreements. She says while ICE agents can instead train at local military gun ranges, CPB officers have fewer options due to their numbers and proximity to the border.
And so I really struggled with restricting their use of our ranges when it would be impactful in that there's number one, there's not enough range space in the county. And then any additional travel that's put onto their day means that's more time that they're pulled away from their other duties, which are so important to the region.
Before supervisors voted Tuesday, CPB had said ending access to the Otay Mesa range would impact staffing and increase wait times at border crossings and the San Diego airport. Supervisor Paloma Aguirre was unconvinced. She cited the unprecedented funding CPB has received during the second Trump administration.
So there's more than enough resources for CBP, for ports of entry, to open all the available physical lanes that are already in place to ensure that our cross-border economy continues to thrive.
In a statement Thursday, Aguirre did not address CPB day-use access at the Otay Mesa range, but she says the board has spoken and its decision will be carried out. Board Chair Tara Lawson-Remer was the other supervisor to bring the gun range proposal forward. Her office did not return a request for comment by deadline. Kevin Trevelyan, KPBS News.
A new campaign is underway in California with the hope of helping patients and families learn more about hospice care. KPBS health reporter Heidi DeMarco says the campaign includes resources aimed at clearing up some common misconceptions.
When you hear the word hospice, you might picture a facility where people go to die. But Susie Johnson says that's not what hospice really is.
Hospice is it's a care model. It's not a place. It's a care delivery model using a team of trained healthcare professionals to help support the patient and family for the last phase of their life.
Johnson has spent nearly 4 decades caring for people at the end of life at Sharp. She says there's a lot people don't understand about hospice care. She's hoping a new campaign by the California Hospice and Palliative Care Association can change that.
The Hospice Can Help campaign is most certainly a tool to help guide patients and families to make informed decisions in thinking about why hospice, when hospice, how to get hospice.
Johnson is also on the board of the organization. She says perhaps the biggest misconception is when hospice is supposed to begin.
People often think about hospice as like the last few days of life, when really the hospice Medicare benefit is structured so that it's a 6-month or less, assuming the normal course of the disease.
But 6 months isn't a hard cutoff. People can continue receiving the benefit as long as they remain clinically eligible. And for people who qualify, hospice is covered by Medicare, Medi-Cal, and many private insurance plans.
There may be an out-of-pocket expense for some pharmaceuticals, but it's very rare. Generally speaking, hospice is covered at 100%.
Still, she says, people often wait until there's very little time left.
The median length of stay for hospice right now in this country is about 19 days.
Johnson says that's not much time to benefit from a service designed to help patients stay comfortable and help families navigate what's ahead.
What I've seen over a career is better planning, frequent conversations will help improve decision making.
The campaign includes videos and stories from patients and families, along with questions to consider when choosing a provider, so families can start doing that research before they need hospice. Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
Families can visit www.calhospice.org for more information.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, the Treasury Secretary tries to calm markets amid concerns about the national debt, now over $40 trillion. That's at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
San Diego County is full of fascinating history. Last week, we brought you the story of the Marston House and the pivotal role the Marston family played in San Diego's early days. For part 2 of our August Museum a Month, KPBS reporter John Carroll takes us to the East County, where a treasure trove of history is found in an old adobe house.
The drive from San Diego to Warner Springs is a bit of a trek, almost an hour and a half depending on traffic. But the time spent getting here is worth it, especially if you're even a little interested in the history of the American West. The Warner-Carillo Ranch House appears all of a sudden as you round a curve on San Felipe Road, the historic adobe structure here long before the current asphalt pavement. But even before that, this was a camping stop on the Gila Overland Trail to California. That was in the 1840s and 50s. The structure that was here then was built by former California State Senator Jonathan Trumbull Warner. That building burned down in 1851 in an uprising by Native Americans who had been there for thousands of years. It was then rebuilt by the Carillo family.
The true builder of this building was the lady whose portrait is on the wall over here. And her name is Vicenta Sepulveda de Yorba de Carillo.
Catherine Fletcher is the head docent at the Warner-Carillo Ranch House. She's steeped in the history of this far-flung part of San Diego County.
My family has owned property here since 1939, and it's one of the few places in Southern California that's relatively unchanged, and we're trying to keep it that way.
At the time this adobe was built, Vicenta was married to Ramon Carillo. He was murdered in 1864, leaving Vicenta to run the 9,000-acre ranch and manage a large family. 12 of her 14 children lived into adulthood. But there was much more taking up Vicenta's time than a lot of kids and a ranch.
She has not only all this acreage, she also has the post office and a contract for the Butterfield stage.
A post office, a trading post, and a stop on the Butterfield stage. This was California's first regular overland transcontinental stage connection with St. Louis. It was the first sign of civilization many stage riders saw after the long, uncomfortable trip across the country, the first well-watered valley to be encountered after crossing the great southwestern deserts.
Unfortunately, that 6-year contract to Butterfield ends after about 4 years, because in 1861, the Civil War breaks out.
Over the years the Carillos lived here, the adobe house was expanded from the original living room and trading post, verandas added on that were then enclosed into rooms when enough adobe was available, and in some of the rooms, curious-looking ceilings.
Those are the mantas or burlaps that they would nail to the wood, so there is no insulation there. It's mainly to reflect light.
The Carillos left their ranch and moved to Anaheim in the late 1860s. Former California Governor John G. Downey bought the place after that and turned it into a massive sheep and cattle operation. The Downey period lasted until the Taylor family arrived.
Sam Taylor and his wife and 8 children lived here from 1895 till 1950 in this house with no running water or electricity.
Those were the cowboy years here. After the Taylors left, the ranch house transitioned into a cowboy bunkhouse and a place to store items needed for the ranch. During the 1930s, the Cowboys hosted celebrity visitors here, like John Wayne, who wanted a realistic Old West experience. The Vista Irrigation District bought the ranch house and surrounding 43,000 acres in 1946 for the water rights linked to nearby Lake Henshaw. The ranch house fell into disrepair. Even so, it was named a National Historic Landmark in 1961. And today, the land around the old adobe is still a working ranch.
The current rancher next door, Drew Smith and his wife Heather and kids, he's the great-great-grandson of Sam Taylor and has come back here to do this.
The district partnered with SOHO, the Save Our Heritage organization, in 2011 to restore the building, but it's not the only historic building on the site. Visitors to the Warner-Carillo Ranch House get more for their admission price than just a tour of the house. Right over here, built a year after the house in 1858, is a barn. As you can see, it has not been restored, but they have stabilized it. And Catherine Fletcher says it's worth saving for at least one very important reason.
It is the last hand-hewn barn in San Diego County.
Fletcher says if SOHO can raise the money to restore the barn, they will. But for now, that's a chapter that remains to be written about this extraordinary treasure trove of San Diego County's history. In Warner Springs, John Carroll, KPBS News.
Thousands of students are returning to the college area as SDSU gets ready for a new academic year. For some, it's a rite of passage as families help new students move into residence halls. More housing is under construction on campus and at the SDSU West location in Mission Valley. The university says its student population is now at 46,000. SDSU received more than 124,000 applications for enrollment, which is a new record high. The first day of classes is Monday. And we're expecting a big crowd for the San Diego Book Festival just 2 days away. Join us Saturday, August 22nd at the University of San Diego. The QR code on your screen leads to all the details and an RSVP form. We'll have special panels, vendors, and our picks for the next cycle of One Book, One San Diego. Driverless robotaxi rides are now just around the corner in San Diego. Waymo got the final green light from the state to begin offering rides in the region. KPBS reporter Jacob Ayer says while people can't book one just yet, we got a sneak peek to see how they work.
No driver, no problem. Just pull out your phone, open the app, and book a ride to let artificial intelligence lead the way.
This is one of the new Waymo vehicles, which we're going to be getting into for the first time. When it arrives, what you're going to have to do, the default setting is go up to the door, tap it, it'll open, and then you can head on in.
Waymo recently got approval from the California Public Utilities Commission to bring their driverless cars to the San Diego public and expand operations in other parts of the state. Sandy Karp is a company spokesperson.
Right now, we're going to start with about 40 square miles and expand that over time.
The company has been testing their vehicles in San Diego since 2025 with drivers in the car. Now the company is ready to go fully driverless to the public with a couple dozen Waymo Ojai vehicles in the region. Many are excited about what the new technology can offer, but others are concerned. And for those who already own electric cars and might have worries about charging, Karp says,
we establish our own charging infrastructure as well, so we have a place that we can charge up our vehicles, clean them, and make sure they're ready for riders. We prioritize using charging at those stations, but we also still have human specialists driving our car who might use charging infrastructure near where they want to take breaks too.
The San Diego Metropolitan Transit System Board of Directors previously voted to oppose the expansion of the technology without local regulation or oversight.
It's dire right now because of the financial situation, because of a lack of business, and now Waymo coming in, driverless the car, is going to be getting worse.
United Taxi Workers of San Diego had a hand in getting that opposition started. They say it's not fair competition.
This is really a public issue. It's like we're just sort of the most obvious visual here of what AI can be like with a robotaxi, but really it could be what happens when they show up at your workplace and replace what you're doing. What are you going to do?
Karp says the public launch of Waymo in San Diego is planned to arrive before the end of summer. So whether you like it or not, the future is here now. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
Well, we are tracking some rain chances to end the week. Not for everybody. It's as per usual, the mountains and the deserts. We'll take a look at future radar. It's not a lot, but something that you should be aware of. The monsoonal moisture, as we head into the weekend, it dries out a little bit more, but it comes right back before too long. So really, the heat, the humidity, it's with us for a bit, of course, depending on exactly where you are. As we head into next week and kind of through next week, we have some slight cooling, but that really just gets us back to the ballpark of our historical averages where we should be this time of year. The heat, the worst, of course, in the desert regions. That's where we have our extreme heat warnings out until 8 p.m. Friday. So one more day of this, then it's slightly less hot. Let's take a look at our overnight lows. 80 in Borrego Springs. I mean, you can see why we have the extreme heat warning in effect. If that's the low, the high, it's not looking good. 66 in Mount Laguna. Same deal in Oceanside. A few degrees warmer for San Diego and Chula Vista. You can see the cloud cover definitely with us through the overnight hours and into tomorrow as well. 108 for Borrego Springs. We're close to 100 in Ramona. 80s for the coast. Chula Vista, though, just shy of 80 degrees there with that 79-degree high. All right. I did not stand in front of the rain and you missed it. Don't worry. Here's the small rain chances that we're seeing. So in the general area, we'll see some cloud cover, maybe a couple of sprinkles in the mountains and the deserts. It's not a crazy rain chance, but it's one of those things. Got to give you the heads up. Want you to be prepared in case we do have a few of those raindrops. As we look to the 5-day outlook here along the coast, humid, humid, humid. You can see as we head into next week, it's less so this weekend, later parts of the weekend, there's that drying out. And temperature-wise, well, it takes a bit for us to come down from the mid-80s there. As we look further inland, we're in the low 90s across the board here. We're sticking with it. Like I said, later into next week, we start to cool a little bit, but really it's just closer to our historical averages. In the near term, though, the heat, it is with us into our mountains. Well, a little bit of a roller coaster here. 80 down to the 70s and then back up to the 80s by the time we get to Tuesday. Again, tomorrow, this is where we could see a few showers, those intermittent clouds coming and going, and then into our deserts. Well, 110 by the time we get to Tuesday. Yeah, it takes a bit to get the cooling. That's why I have it in the headlines, because you're not really seeing it on the outlook here. But the desert heat, it's sticking with us. Monday, I guess, enjoy the 105 while you can. For KPBS News, I'm AccuWeather's Anna Azalian.
Well, this weekend, filmgoers have a pair of wildly different films to choose from at Digital Gym Cinema. KPBS Cinema junkie Beth Accomando says you can savor an elegant period drama about feudal Japan or a documentary about upstart Americans trying to prove their worth as cheesemongers among the Europeans.
Kiyoshi Kurosawa is a prolific filmmaker whose body of work reveals an exquisite sense of craft as well as a burning desire to try new things. He's frequently unnerved audiences with horror found in mundane settings. But for his latest film, The Samurai and the Prisoner, he ventures into period drama for the first time to explore feudal Japan and samurai culture. Set across 4 seasons during the Warring States era of the 16th century, this historical fiction centers on a samurai warlord who decides to rebel against a rival clan and against Bushido, or the way of the samurai. Holed up in his castle and awaiting attack, the warlord imprisons an emissary seeking his surrender. But as deceits and betrayals play out, and bodies pile up not on the battlefield but within the castle walls, this samurai warlord finds that the only person he may be able to trust is his enemy and prisoner. Kurosawa constructs an elegant puzzle box that relies as much on Agatha Christie as it does on Bushido. It's a riveting murder mystery as well as a provocative exploration of a man who defies societal expectations to follow his own path and beliefs. And now for something completely different.
Fromage de la belle France qui s'appelle Camembert, s'il vous plaît.
Okay, it's not Monty Python, but it is about cheese and cheesemongers and how Americans face an uphill battle trying to prove they have a refined enough palate to compete with Europeans in the realm of cheesemongering.
A cheesemonger has an encyclopedic knowledge of all cheeses on their counter. They're sort of like a sommelier, but a little more punk rock. This is a film about what it takes to be the greatest cheesemonger in the world.
Or the big cheese, as this film delightfully and passionately explores. The documentary follows Adam Moskowitz on his mission to see Team USA compete in the Olympics of cheese.
The Mondial du Fromage in France.
To achieve this, Moskowitz puts his team through intense training.
We're seeing a cheesemonger's ability to transform and elevate cheese beyond simply eating a bite of cheese.
They also have to be able to identify the cheese, know its history, and describe it.
Probably the strangest cheese aromas are things like fecal, manure, and baby vomit. Those are all valid tasting notes.
And only the most dedicated cheesemongers will make the cut.
I have a hard time separating my personal life from my work life, and I don't necessarily see that as a goal.
The Big Cheese does for fromage what Bottle Shock did for California wines. It proves that Americans can compete with their European counterparts. The Big Cheese is a delicious, slightly punky, always passionate documentary about people who take what they do very seriously. I highly recommend checking it out, but make sure you smuggle some cheese in with you. Beth Accomando, KPBS News.
And here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom. Can a young person be addicted to social media? We're likely to hear lots more about this question in the coming weeks as Meta faces a lawsuit from multiple states. More on NPR's Morning Edition. And National City is facing a nearly $13 million budget deficit and growing. On KPBS Roundtable, we hear how leaders are attempting to tackle the budget woes. Find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Have a great evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.